Now, if you struggle with fat shots, thin shots, and also top shots, I'm going to show you a backswing move here which will instantly fix this problem, but it won't only fix that, it will also result in you striking the golf ball extremely good. So, I'm Jonathan Chown with JChownGolf. Let's dive right into it. So what is this move that is going to help you fix all those bad shots and make you hit the ball really good as a result after that? And that is a centered turn as we turn in the backswing. So this is a real big preference of mine as a coach because it makes ball striking just so much easier. And to explain why, we'll explain the bad first and what golfers are normally doing instead of this. So what I see a lot of golfers struggle with that results in all these bad miss hits is as they turn and get up to the top of their backswing, they are moving off the golf ball. So they are moving too much onto their trail side. So their whole body is behind that ball when at the top of the backswing. Now, a lot of golfers could be doing this because that is generally what used to be taught. Used to be, the instruction was you got your weight into your trail side and then you move it quickly onto your lead side there. So it could either be that, or they could be just generally, that's the movement pattern that they do as a bad habit. They move off that side. So why, let's say, for example, that move isn't taught anymore, because it used to be quite popular golf instruction, is because for us, if we get too much onto that trail side in the backswing, so we move off the golf ball, the weight going into our right side too much, weight of my body, then I've got to move a lot in the downswing to my lead side, because I ideally want to get that weight into my lead side to where my chest is a little bit in front of the golf ball, to where I'm covering the golf ball, so then my low point can get after the ball. Nice little splash of water there. So my low point can get after the golf ball to where I can hit ball than turf. So, but that's a lot of movement I have to do to be able to do that. A lot of movement to where golf swing is performed really fast. Even if you're a slow swing speed player, you're still swinging a golf club really, really fast. It's really difficult to be back here and then get that weight into the left side really, really fast. Extremely difficult. So what would actually happen when we do that? We wouldn't generally do it enough. So we'll get that weight going on the backside and then we'll shift, because we have to shift, but we won't shift enough to get ourselves in front of that golf ball, to cover that golf ball with that chest. And then if we're, let's say here, we're level with the ball, our low point's going to be behind the golf ball, or it's going to be level. That just means we're going to either ground that club out early, or we're going to hit some thin shots there. So it's just generally going to be very timing based. It's just then a matter of how much are we shifting, depends on how good of a ball striking round we're having. So to fix that, we don't really want to say, okay, now we need to really shift really, really hard. That's the way to fix it. That used to be what the fix was for hitting these bad shots, would be shift even harder into your left side. No, our fix for this is way more consistent, and that is getting a nice centered turn. So centered turn, where we are set up, we're turning. Imagine there's a big line through my body here. Now I'm going to be turning, and I'm going to be staying nice and centered on that line here. So I am not moving off the golf ball. I am not moving in front of it. I am turning where I was at setup in my pivot there. So the weight still actually going into my trail side. It's still going in there, but instead of it going on the outside of my foot, if I was moving off the golf ball, now it's going on my heel here. So my trail here, my weight is going back like this. So it's like someone's grabbing my trouser pocket and pulling it back just like that. So that's my weight or my pressure going into my trail side, not the whole mass of my body. So that's keeping me centered. So why does that help so much? It's because when we're centered and we're turning, now it's so much easier to shift an adequate and decent amount in the downswing to get ourselves, so our chest and our body is in front of that golf ball, so then we can cover that shot and hit ball than turf there. So we don't have to move as much. We don't have to shift as much to get into that good spot. Where when we're off the golf ball, we have to shift loads. And then when we're on top of the golf ball for centered turn, shifting a tiny bit and I'm getting that nice spot. So again, well, let's say if I come off the golf ball here, really hard to hit a good shot. I tried to shift there, but I'm not great at shifting in the downswing. So coming off the golf ball is a terrible idea for me. That was a kind of a poor strike. So let's do a centered turn. Immediately, boom, I hit a great golf shot. So it's just one of those areas in the golf swing where we're taking out a variable, or we're calming down a variable, because we still need to shift. We still want to do that. We just don't need to do it to the extent of if we were on our back foot there and pushing off. We can just stay on that center and then turn, shift onto that left side a little bit. Boom, there we go. So my favorite drill here for you guys to get this into your golf swing will actually, one, get you the centered turn, and two, get you shifting a good amount as well. So brilliant, brilliant drill. Now what this is called the ball forward drill. So if you've been watching a few of my videos recently, I've had this in my probably about 3 videos by now, because it's such a good drill and it hits so many good areas in the golf swing. It's a drill that a lot of you can do regardless of what you're doing, and it will help you to some extent. So what we do with this drill is we put the ball right at the front of our stance, so kind of inside my lead foot. We have the club out the middle. So you can see a big gap between club and ball. My only objective here is to hit the golf ball. So we can see that's the first area this is going to help, is shifting. So if you're someone who does struggle to shift an adequate amount as well, this is going to help you just in order to hit that golf ball with that club out the middle, ball out the front, to get onto your left side. But also what this is going to do is this is going to keep you centered as you turn back, because this is going to keep you nicely on your center. So why that happens is because when we're doing this drill, we're really targeting the subconscious brain, because the subconscious brain is really simple with golf. It wants you to hit the ball quite nicely, and it wants you to hit it to its target, as really it's doing everything it can to do that. So ultimately, if we do this drill where we're kind of really making it quite hard for us, ball at the front, club out the middle, the body is going to realize, and the subconscious is going to realize, that if it shifts off the golf ball, there's not much chance you're going to be able to hit a good shot with that forward ball position there and that club out the middle. It's pretty much not going to happen. So the subconscious will problem solve and figure it out itself. You won't have to consciously think of this. You will end up turning much more centered, because the subconscious will figure out that's the most successful way it can get itself back onto that golf ball to hit a good golf shot. A more centered turn doing this drill will result in a better chance to shift, because it's just too hard to shift all the way back here. I mean, let's give it a go. Oh, just about managed to hit somewhat of a shot, but that was really, really difficult. I thought as soon as I was back here, I thought, I'm going to miss the ball on camera. That's going to be great. But that's generally, your subconscious is going to fight that. It's not going to want you to go onto your trail side too much. So you're naturally going to stay centered. You're going to shift as well and hit some really nice golf shots. So club out the middle, ball out the front, just hit the ball. You'll stay more centered. And that's how we're doing a drill where we don't have to use our conscious brain all that much, which is why I like this so much. Just the simple objective of hitting the ball out the front, club out the middle, get you a centered turn. It will really help you for this problem massively and help you shift a little bit. So it's going to be a great one. So if you enjoyed this video, guys, of course, click that like button. For more golf instruction just like this, hit a subscribe button, hit a bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video. So this is a move that really is a big preference of mine in the golf swing. I really like it when I see golfers do this, because that means they don't have to worry massively about shifting. You still do have to shift, but you don't need to do it near as much as if you were off that golf ball. So have that good centered turn, just make ball striking easier.